100 players who shook the cop.
This is McMANAMAN. Now he's opened up a little bit here. McManaman shot! Oh, didn't he open them up? Beautifully struck.
What I liked about Steve McManaman is that he would go past people.
For 3 or 4 years, he was, definitely the best attacking, midfield player in the country.
Another one blessed with absolutely blinding natural ability.
Fantastic footballer to watch.
There was a buzz about McManaman from early on. He's from Kirkdale, and I know his family obviously spoke about him when he was coming through, and that buzz spread. Everyone in Scotland Road was talking about Steve McManaman early on. And from the moment he came into the side, you could see why.
Hutchison inside to Redknapp. Oh, it's the youngsters combining, and here he is, McManaman, the scorer of the goal. He'll be claiming it. Can he get a bona fide second? He can! Oh, what a goal it was! That is the face of Liverpool of the future.
He had that ability to beat defenders with ease. Just a drop of the shoulder or a jink and he'd be away.
Roy Evans put him in that free role where he got the ball and we just run at opponents.
Right. McManaman takes over and on the run as well and gets the shot in. What a fantastic goal! Steve McManaman. Absolutely unstoppable that.
Our most creative player in the side.
He was so naturally talented, but it was easy to forget how much work he got through in the Liverpool shirt. There was no one who ran more. He was a natural athlete, and he ran and ran and ran.
Collymore. McManaman! Oh, again! He's the ace of the Liverpool pack today.
Played his man of the match in the Coca-Cola Cup and the FA Cup in '92 as well, so that shows, virtually won the 2 trophies himself.
The man of the match, Steve McManaman, with both the goals. A Coca-Cola Cup final to remember. For the accompaniment of fireworks, that really is a familiar scene, Kevin. Liverpool in the red shirts up there in the winner's rostrum.
I wonder how many Liverpool fans thought it would happen that quickly. Tremendous credit to everyone at the club.
I always think of McManaman and Fowler and the football that they played. We were definitely the best footballing side in the country at the time.
Newcastle ending their home goal famine with Steve Watson in the 16th minute, but McManaman has drawn level with a goal of bewildering skill, really.
If you look at the period when he was at his best, and the fact that Robbie Fowler was there as well, that was a marriage made in heaven.
Probably didn't score as many goals as he should have done for the talent he had.
The McManaman goals, he had about a month of scoring goal of the season contenders.
Redknapp. McAteer makes the run down the right. It's a lovely ball to pick him out. Fowler let it run on to McManaman.
The one that sticks in the mind most is the one at Celtic Park where he, late on in the game, I think we were losing 2-1, Michael Owen scored early, and Macca got the ball on the halfway line. He just drifted past challenges and he just couldn't get near him, the Celtic defence. And he ended up carrying a lovely left foot shot into the bottom corner. It was another one of those goals that you couldn't believe it.
This is stupendous stuff. It's going from one end of the pitch to the other. This is McManaman. He's got 2 up with him. McManaman on his own. It's there. Liverpool have equalised in the nick of time. McManaman, the man whose finishing has often been questioned, has produced one here like a rabbit out of a hat.
He made a personal habit of scoring great goals against Arsenal, volleys especially. For someone with a slight frame, he couldn't half strike a ball when it mattered.
Steve McManaman.
There was also the goals he set up, the 4-3 game against Newcastle at Anfield. He was instrumental in that game. He never got on the score sheet that night, but the goal he set up for Fowler showed what he was about. He got hold of the ball, invited the challenge to it and just laid it perfectly into Robbie's path. And it was that link which basically saw through Liverpool through some tough times in the 90s and helped Liverpool become a much better side.
So I think Steve McManaman's got a place in the 100 purely because he created an atmosphere and a playing facility that allowed others to play. And he drew defenders away and took pressure off them.
When Liverpool arrived, the young Swindon apprentices, trainees were trying to get autographs. A lot of respect for the visitors. But here's McManaman, and Liverpool lead by 3. And there's the difference between the two sides again in a nutshell.
What I didn't like about Steve McManaman is he didn't know when to stop going past people, and he would go and go and go and go, and sometimes if there was, he'd just go around the state, and you think, now what? And I don't know whether it's because he had curly hair and it was all in his eyes.
Towards the end of his time at Liverpool, his game changed slightly in that he became more of a central midfield player, and he was directing play more through his brain than with his feet. But McManaman will always be remembered as along with Fowler, as one of the main reasons why Liverpool was so watchable in the mid-90s.
I think Steve McManaman suffered because of his own foresight. Steve McManaman was the first person to go under the Bosman rule, and that last season he got a lot of stick. And because obviously he'd made the decision.
One thing I will say about Macca that a lot of people don't understand, or might not know, is that just after Macca signed for Real Madrid, he actually came to our supporters club meeting as a guest speaker and took all the questions from the supporters. I think that was very, very brave of him, because, you know, when he'd made that decision to leave and the supporters knew they weren't going to get any money from him, you know, he could have come and got, you know, a lot of stick, but he didn't. But he was still brave enough to come along and answer all the questions that were put to him.
Tackled by Barnes, in by Wilkins, away by Mulvey. Liverpool on the break. And makes it 2 for Liverpool, and how?
Wish I'd have seen more of him in a red shirt. He would have stayed longer. But, you know, he won the European Cup at Real Madrid and scored a goal in the Champions League final. So he did carve out a career for himself.
McManaman with the left foot this time. It's done the trick.